Hi, my name is Rodolfo and I'm 46 years old.
I think Rodolfo's a really good instructor and teacher. He's very kind of patient with you because you can be. I don't know how he does it actually. I would find it so frustrating the things that he has to do, but he's very kind of calm and patient and he explains things really well. So I don't think I'd be able to do the things I do without Rodolfo. So it's great having him as an instructor.
I think obviously from his ballet background, like technique's really important, so that's kind of what we've been brought up with. But I think he has a massive range of knowledge on lots of different equipment, which is nice because the equipment you can kind of use different things for different pieces, or you can use the same move on everything. So it's quite nice to have that broad knowledge of everything.
I'm originally from Colombia. I left Colombia quite at an early age and I moved to Canada to study at the National Ballet of Canada and spent many years there and I finally moved to Europe. I moved to Scotland in 2000 and I moved because my ex-wife is from here. And after I divorced, I decided to stay here because I have already created spinal cord and new friends, new social life, new work. And I like Scotland, so I decided to stay. I started in a school of performing arts when I was 5 years old. We did a little bit of everything, circus, gymnastics, dance. After 3 years, you have to specialize. I actually didn't specialize in aerial work or circus. I went for dance. And after having danced so many years and gone to the National Ballet School and working with contemporary dance companies, especially I landed into a company where the director found out that I had this acrobatic and aerial skills. So I started doing aerial work again. And this time it started kind of growing on me a little bit more. I would say I was very lucky. I was very lucky because the model of our school, there's only 3 schools in the whole of Latin America that are like that. And it just one of them happened to be in my city. When I was a kid, in the family reunions, I was kind of the little clown doing always acrobatics and doing things that dancing, doing theater, wherever it was. So my family knew me as someone who entertained, basically. That's pretty much it. So one of my aunts told my parents that there was a school for professional performers. And that was it. I enrolled into it and that was me. The name of spinal cord came because we wanted to be able to integrate different disciplines. And so the obvious thing was the spine to be related to movement, dance, aerial, whatnot. We incorporated some sports as well, doing a lot of judo stuff. And the cord is spelled CHORD as in music cord because the music is most of the times quite important part of the work that we do. I started spinal cord when I moved to Scotland as a way to explore first dance, but also aerial work. When I moved here, there was not much aerial work going on, in fact, none. Created an opportunity to do something that nobody else was doing. We started more or less, I guess, combining both the dance and the aerial equally, but slowly the aerial took over, and nowadays we do very little dance except for commission work that we create specifically to incorporate the dance with.
I started in spinal cord actually through a different club. I started doing pole dancing at Glasgow University when I first started there as an undergrad, and they set up a sort of workshop for us to go along and learn some circus skills. And I went along to the first workshop and it was just 3 hours of, it was quite intense and painful, but I sort of fell in love with it and from then on just stuck to it. I was completely hooked.
For me, I started studying at Glasgow Uni in 2014, and in that year they started the Uni Club, so specifically for students, and I saw them at the student fair, and then I just joined and took on more and more classes, and yeah.
He's an amazing teacher. He's a really caring, really technically he's really good. So I learned a lot.
So I think also that he's technically very good. So he's teaching very well, and he really gave us the opportunity to develop our skills with his help, but also on our own, and that's what I really like.
So what we try to do in spinal cord is to make aerial work accessible. I mean, aerial work in the past used to be something that was pretty much passed on from generations, within a family. The trapeze artists would teach their children to do the same thing, so they were immersed into the circus life since they were very little. And then it came what we call the new circus, where there is a methodology to teach people how to do it. And this methodology should include everyone, regardless, whether or not they were, let's say, born for the circus. And we have had a lot of cases of people who have a lot of difficulties, physical difficulties, when they come to join the class. They've heard about it, they're fascinated by the idea of doing aerial work. They come the first day, they find out that they can't do anything. Like, everything is an effort. They go, after the first class, they go, oh my God, this is much harder than I thought. And for us is the fact that we want to help people, and we have, I guess, enough experience to guide people onto how to improve their physical level, how to improve the way they do things. And sometimes we get people who you see and you perhaps say, oh, this person is really struggling, maybe they won't come back. But because they see that we are helping them, they're also willing to make the effort. And I think that's really what it is for us. As long as the person is there trying and enjoying it, we will do whatever we can to help them come along. And we've had different cases of people who, have been now at the company or in the classes, have been for 5-6 years, and they are now really good. But when they started, I mean, you'd never think those people would get that far. And trying to make that work accessible is really what I think we are really good at, including, doing performances that are accessible to people that are within a context of where, let's say, our audiences are and can appreciate the work we do.
How long have you been there? How long have you been waiting? I have been waiting too. Love that reaches deep.
I really enjoy seeing the progress of people and how we, in such a big way, sometimes change people's lives. So I think there has been cases when you kind of look back and you see someone and see, wow, this person's come along so far, and you kind of feel really proud of the work that you've done. We always enjoy what we do, and every show, every single thing we do is just a little stepping stone. So I don't think there is anything big, like significant as a single moment, but in general, I personally enjoy pretty much all the facets of our work. And I think the girls who work with me that have helped Spinal Cord come along this far are also very proud of all the things that happen constantly with Spinal Cord.